Let's take a look at a few scenes from the highly rated zombie movie, Train to Busan. Calling it just a zombie film doesn't give it justice because it's so much more than that. Let's take a look why. The film follows a group of humans surrounded by the undead with nowhere to go. Train to Busan explores the psychological and social collapse during a zombie apocalypse in such a confined and controlled setting. The movie reveals the human rationale juggling tragedy, survival, and what it means to stay human. First scene, the survivors make it to another train terminal in hopes of contacting the military and other survivors. Unfortunately, shit hit the fan. The military got cooked by zombies, and everyone flees from the zombie-infested terminal back onto the zombie-infested train. These three got separated from the group and are stuck in a completely different car. Realizing that their loved ones have managed to also make it back on the train, they decide to fight their way through the train cars in order to reunite with them. Strapped up and ready, they begin to bulldoze their way through the horde until they reach this car. Let's assess his mental state really quickly. Jungkook was on a trip with his baseball team, living their peaceful lives and hoping to win their next game. Instead, right before his eyes, he was faced with a tough decision. Mind you, right before making it back onto the train, he had witnessed some of his friends get taken out by zombies. He breaks down and can't help but feel guilt for not being able to save them. Being on a sports team creates a unique bond and a level of trust between everyone. Overcoming tough practices and going through wins and losses forms a tight level of camaraderie. Rarely in zombie films do you see loved ones again after being zombified. Except for Shaun of the Dead. Ed! Most of the time, zombies are quote-unquote easier to fend off because you have no real connection to them. They are an enemy, a monster trying to end you. So while in the forefront of your mind, you're trying to survive, in the back of the head, you're probably praying that your friends and family are doing okay. So when you come to face the truth that your friends have been infected, and they're the ones standing between you and survival, well, what do? Was I getting a little frustrated at this scene? I mean, yeah. However, it takes a certain kind of mental strength to fight your own friends, even if they aren't who they once were. Would he eventually have the courage to fend off his friends? I mean, I would like to think so. But that second of hesitation could have also been the difference between life and death. His character offers a reasonable reaction when trying to just make it out alive. Brings this to a whole nother level. This is a very pivotal character in the movie. I would argue one of the most important characters in the film. When this group of survivors learn that more humans are coming this way, he explodes at the idea of letting them into the cart. Now, of course, as the audience, we are rooting for the main group clawing their way back to everyone, but is he completely wrong? If we take a step back and consider his perspective, it was all for the sake of surviving. In this situation, they have limited information and even fewer options. In this world, they know of zombies, but how much do they really know? How does it spread? Solely through biting? Is it airborne? Can it be transferred through blood? Not to mention, how many zombies are there? How much mental capacity do they actually have? Logically, many people in this situation would most likely do the same thing. Adopt a cutthroat mentality.
지금 이 상황에서 뭔지 감염됐는지 안 됐는지도 모르는데 여기로 들여보내자고? 어? 준이야! 준이야! 문 열어봐, 씨! 열어! 문 열어!
Well, what happens? Our main group is able to break into the car, but it does come at a cost.
미친 새끼야. 다 들어올 수 있었잖아. 왜? 이 새끼 감염됐어.
Immediately, he uses fear of the unknown as an advantage, hijacks the car, and turns everyone against the survivors. This demonstrates a few things. For one, the idea of the mob mentality. What is mob mentality? Mob mentality was thought to be first introduced by physician and anthropologist Gustave Le Bon. Gustave describes what happens to a group's behavior, including loss of individual judgment, emotional contagion, meaning emotions like fear or excitement spread quickly. There's also conformity to decisions to avoid being left out, and rapid escalation. In other words, groups intensify quickly, resulting in irrational or even violent behavior. Additionally, this shows a defining trait for his character. He appears to be a businessman, and a ruthless one at that, meaning quick decisions and aiming to get ahead no matter what makes sense.
여기 있는 사람들은 살아야 될 거 아니야. 안 그래? 어?
A great dichotomy to the main character. Our main character would most likely be who this businessman is if he didn't have his daughter to guide him and, in a sense, protect his compassion.
관련 정보 취합해보고 출근하면 영관 정보부터 출연하.
This scene also shows a breakdown of humanity. I mean, you see a crying child and a pregnant woman try to fight for their lives. Instead of checking up on them, it is immediately, get the fuck out of here. This us versus them mentality doesn't even extend to the rest of the survivors anymore, because at this point in their eyes, they might not even be human. But who is really human at this point? Who are the real monsters? As our main group makes their way further back, it becomes pretty clear. And it's all due to what this character does in the next scene. In the beginning of the film, we are introduced to our cast of characters, including these sisters. Jong-il's sister is lovely. She's caring and empathetic. When the sisters get separated at the terminal, she's obviously devastated. Later, she finds out her sister has made it all the way back to her, only to be taken out, ultimately, by the decisions of the mob.
그러게 왜 그렇게 힘들게 살았어? 이렇게 갈 거면서 왜 그렇게 당신같이
She is one of only a few characters that has fully understood what has become of them.
놀고 있네.
빨리 마무리하고 저쪽도 묶어.
고생 많았다 언니.
저도 야 서로 이제 막아.
In her own cynical way, her actions were teaching them a lesson. The best way to survive is to do it together and not to throw each other to the wolves. To many of us, and even more so the rest of the survivors, this was karmic retribution. Is it really worth throwing everything and everyone away in order to survive? And yet, it's also not so clear-cut. It's not just good versus evil. If you think about it, the rest of the survivors also have family and loved ones they want to see again. If you let the despair and fear overcome you, let it eat at your compassion and logic, what's the real difference between us and these monsters? We all hope by doing the right thing, we will be rewarded for that. The idea of sacrificing for the better outcome, for a better future for yourself or others, should be worth it. And while one of the morals of this story is the importance of sacrifice, Train to Busan gives us a stark reality that sometimes the outcome that we want is not always what we get.
부디 생존자분들은 안전하게 이동해 주시기 바랍니다. 행운을 빕니다.